Hello, Mar. Welcome to the stream. Is my volume high enough? I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay? Do I need to turn the music down? Love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Nice. It has been quite a while since I've streamed, almost 3 years. So I'm gonna be rusty on this. I think I need to also open something on Google. Why is that showing the wrong? That is showing the wrong thing. Yes, I will be drawing. Yeah, I could start now. I'm working on this. Okay. I should probably put my glasses on real quick. It's been going on for a while, but I've been given permission. Ow, I'm dropping things. I've been given permission to take my time on it to make sure I'm not hurting, you know. I'm gonna use my glasses holder to hold my phone so I can view things, everything. Okay, putting the glasses on. Okay. Let's see here. What do I want to start with first? Probably putting the flats on the dragons. Pew, pew. I'm very grateful for the fact that the commissioner that the person who's commissioned this is okay with me taking my time. I am very grateful for that. Okay, we'll invert the selection. We'll add a new layer. We're gonna take out this. I'm wondering if I should do separate layers for each area, for each section. Oh yeah, no, this was specifically asked. It's a ship piece. So like this one's name is Frost, this one. And the one that I've got highlighted right now is Shrike. And Shrike is absolutely head over heels. Yeah, he's like, yeah, blah, 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 keep talking. You're so pretty. That's his thoughts. Okay. We're gonna keep that, but we're gonna hide that. We're gonna call this gray flat. We're gonna call this dark blue flat. Okay, he does have it on. This is Sky's petals. Yeah, it is also on there. Okay. Oh. I know we can see that a little better. I feel like I should probably just increase the size. I know there's probably a easier way to do this, but for whatever reason, whenever I try to do the paint bucket, it creates these little like white, barely perceivable white line, like empty lines around the edges of it, and I hate that. To me, it just kind of looks messy. So it's like, So like, yeah. You're intrigued with how I color. Yeah, this is how I kind of. It's time consuming, but like once I get the flats down, I can really go in with all the different. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that. Roommate wanted to ask a question. Okay, we'll go back to this. Regarding real big, fill in space and then slowly go thinner. Understandable. That's kind of what I've done, except for I'm filling in smaller areas. So I don't want to... I also have strangely good control today over my weight, my pen weight. It's not usually this easy for me to control the weight of my pen. Main thing what I'm doing now, right now, at least for this area here, is I'm going to do the outline along these bumps so that I have that, and then I'm gonna make my brush real nice and big, and then I'm gonna like fill in. Wait, is his underarm blue? It is. So I could just keep this going down here. I don't like that these lines have jutted out a little bit. I'm gonna clean that up real quick. There we go. See, now that I've got that area nice and filled properly, I can kind of just... Meow. Yeah, I tried doing that. I've tried fiddling around with the bucket before. For whatever reason, I just can't get it to fill in those extra lines. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I should probably look into it more. But part of my art process is I don't let myself rush, because I know if I rush, I'll turn out shitty work. And I don't want to do that to anyone who's like, if you're paying me, even if it's a gift, and I'm doing it just for fun. It feels like a disservice both to myself and the person receiving it to try to rush things. Art takes time, in my opinion, and if you're not willing to wait for that for the product, then maybe my art isn't necessarily fit for you. Which might be a bit of a kind of controversial take. I don't really tend to do that, I guess. Oh, like even with my quote-unquote quick doodles, they still take like an hour. I'm just not super fast. I also tend to be a bit of a perfectionist, or like nitpick a lot of details, especially when I'm doing digital art. So like if I want to do a reference for something and have it be really quick, honestly we'll take and use like, for instance, I'll use like Gotcha Club or whatever, and I know that's not necessary, like it's kind of cheaping out or whatever, but I find if it gets across the point and the thought, that that's what kind of matters to me in that situation. Because if I'm just getting down ideas, then like it's one thing and I don't need to, like a quick sketch is gonna be fine. And typically my sketches, if it's a quick sketch, it doesn't involve color. But if it's a more detailed sketch, then yeah, I do use the fill bucket. I think madness is just what I did for all these little tiny scales. The fact that I did each and every individual one by hand. Like, I refused to make a brush for these little circles. I was like, nope, I'm doing it by hand because otherwise it looks artificial. Yeah. I mean, the same goes, like, if you actually look at Frost's spines, they're each, like, I've actually counted the number of spines. Oh, yeah, okay, so, for instance, this brush, which I absolutely love to use for my, like, shading and realistic art pieces, I made this brush in college. I don't make brushes very often, but like, yeah, I do know how to make them. There's plenty of tutorials online to find to like learn how to make brushes if you're not confident in making them from scratch. There's lots of tutorials. I haven't found the need to make as many brushes nowadays because of the fact that just for the simple fact that the asset library exists. I'm like, why make my own brushes when other people have made brushes that work just as good, if not better than mine? But yeah, that one blending brush is one that I will never give up. I absolutely love it. It's my baby. It's how I get some really, really nice shading, and like, I can definitely try to teach you. I'm not gonna say that I'm the best. And if you want any of my brushes that I have, I'm definitely willing to export any particular brush that you want. I have quite a few from when I was in college. They were originally Photoshop brushes that I exported into Clip Studio, so they work perfectly well in Clip Studio. Like the one I'm using right now is a Photoshop brush, the hard round tapering end. I'm very good at making pattern brushes. That's one that I found I'm good at, is making pattern brushes, because you draw a symbol or a pattern and then in a small canvas, and then you take that as a kind of black and white image, or colored if you want, and then you can make it into a stamp or a brush. And it's pretty darn easy to do. And then you just adjust settings as you need. But yeah, I wouldn't mind trying to help walk you through making your own brushes. I will be a little bit rusty, but yeah, it is fun to do. For instance, this blending brush of mine, right? It is completely, if I go into subtool settings, it's an India ink. If I go into where is it? Here. A lot of it's with the hardness and opacity. There we go. Here we go. So a lot of this actually comes... Okay, come on, let me make this... Okay, I can't make it bigger. Okay, so a lot of this comes from things like brush tip, textures, kind of a big thing, but mostly watercolor edge, where is it? Basically, it's these kind of settings that you mess around with. Like if I were to turn on watercolor edge, it would add a neat edge to my, we're not gonna save that, but it would add a sort of edge to my painting. So I'm gonna turn that off. Yeah, no problem. It really is not as hard. Like, it's imposing at first, but like there's so many resources that make it so much easier and more like palatable than you would expect. And the other thing is that you don't have to make your own brushes. There's so many free brushes and resources out there. You can even take normal Photoshop brushes, any free Photoshop brushes, and you can import them to Clip Studio, which is one of my favorite, like one of the biggest things that for me is why I switched to Clip Studio, is because I could keep my Photoshop brushes. I was like, that was one of the big draws for Clip Studio, that and that it can open Photoshop files. And you can save as Photoshop files from Clip. So like that's some of the reasons why I went with Clip Studio. That and the kind of avoiding AI and like the fact that it was a one-time payment, and it's a fair price. Keep accidentally putting color where it's not supposed to have color. Derp. Long tail. Is the music choice okay? I kind of have like, it's all supposed to be DMCA free music so that I don't get copyright struck. But like, I wanted like a chill kind of fun vibe. I have some video game music mixed in. Mostly from like Legend of Zelda, because like I've always been a huge fan of Legend of Zelda, and like, come on, Zelda's a vibe. That's good. I had to remove a bunch of music that I was using because it turned out that the artist of said music was problematic, and I'm like, I don't want to risk, sending the wrong message. I don't even completely understand what the problem that this artist did, like what was his issue, but I was just like, I'm just gonna avoid all that. If you want to know who it is, it was Wilbur Soot and Lovejoy specifically. I didn't feel comfortable, even if I didn't fully understand why he was being canceled or whatever. And the fact that Philza, who I have a deep respect for, was like, yeah, I'm not comfortable with like being associated with Wilbur anymore. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that tells me something. I'm not. What one do you? It's your first time. What one do you want to redeem? I'll let you redeem it for free. Just this once. Okay. If it's consensual. Consensual. Okay, if it was consensual biting, then I don't see the issue. But the baby voice. You want your baby voice? You want a woo? You want a woo? Ah, non-consensual. Okay, yeah, I see. And I'm assuming it wasn't. I'm assuming that it was not. 'Twas not discussed amongst the kinks. My roommate's back. It's been so long since I've done the baby voice, I don't know how you do it. Ooh, woo. Ooh, woo. I guess I just talk like this. Okay, that's this hair colored in. Now, we go to the next layer, and we're gonna do dark red. Dark red. Not ref, red flat. Oh, it's got some uniques. Hello? Ah. Well, thank you for, I can't keep the uwu voice up that long. Thank you for filling me in. Come on. Let me just erase. There we go. Which really sucks, because he had some good music. I enjoyed a lot of his music, but I'm not going to support anything that's, like... Boundaries are there for a reason. Consent is important. Consent is sexy. Non-consensual, no. We're big... We are big against non-consent. And, like, bad communication. I hate that as a trope. Yeah, that would be great. I'm honestly thinking of starting to stream the Minecraft server but I have to make sure everyone's okay with that first. Especially for any of us who want to do like roleplay. I don't want to like put people in front of an audience without their permission, without, you know, making sure we set firm boundaries and stuff, because, like, not everyone is comfortable role-playing in front of an audience. And I respect that. Yes, because we do normal PvP when we're playing. You got auto modded? What did the mod bot do to you? It was about stream snipe. I might have to put that on my like allowed. Because typically the auto mod shouldn't do anything about like swears or stuff. It should only cover like slurs and like aggressive shit. So the one I saw before the stream snipe one was, yeah, I can tell you more, but not over chat some other time. Let me double check what words I have listed, if I can. What have... mod view... creep. That shouldn't be. Let me check that real quick. I dropped my pen. Let me check that real quick so that I'm not, you know, messing things up. Twitch. Let's see. Channel. No, we want creator dashboard. Moderation. Settings. Stream manager. I'm not seeing where. Huh. See, the interesting thing is that it's possible, but the thing is that I should be able to see the message that was blocked, but it's not even showing that a message was sent, which is the weird thing. Oh, back to art. I keep coloring outside the lines like a noob. Well, the thing is that I have two I have my account that I stream on, and then I have my alt account, which you probably saw at the beginning say hi. And that's what I also use as a moderator. So if it's not being shown to the streamer, which usually you would see everything. So unless it was like super egregious, it's like even then it should show me the message. So I'm really confused. Especially if it's saying that it needs to be reviewed for moderation. You'd think that, you know, the moderators would be able to view it. Okay, it is all down the back as well. Oh, I missed a spot of... This is supposed to be white. Oh, empty. Whoops. Okay, what parts of his face? The entirety except for around his eyes. And up to the horns too? Yep. Trying to make sure that I guess you could say it's talking to myself, but like you're supposed to talk to yourself technically as a streamer, even if you have like no people in your stream, you stream as if you have people so that you're talking to them to make sure that anyone who does stop by is engaged enough. And so I'm trying to make sure that I don't get so focused that I go quiet, because that would be awkward. So but like even just me singing along to the music, but it's been so long since I've heard all my stream music that I'm like, what's the lyrics again? And that's if it even has lyrics, you know? It's like, how do I sing along? How do I, when I don't remember anything? Okay, it's the ones at the wrist that go wonky color. We're building our castles. We can do it again and again. We can do nothing. I know that you're feeling it alone. I could do better. So help me take it to go. Oh no, actually it's okay, the newest follower might be. If you haven't followed, then that would make sense. However, the newest sub is still correct. However, I understand if it's a little bothering, so let me see if I can overlays. We'll go total followers, newest subscribers. We'll just hide those for now. Really? Weird. Yeah, I'll have to check those out then. But for a quick stream, this is fine. Probably means all my freaking all my alerts are probably messed up. Here, let's see if we've got any working.
Hello there.
Okay, so that does work. Okay. So my streamer, like my... Oh, by the way, the hello there is so cheap so that people who join can just say hello and get my attention, like, if I'm too locked in. It's a little silly, yeah, but, like, it has worked so far. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Purple lady in video game. What game are you playing? Ah, I see. Yes, you've mentioned Limbus Company to me before, I think. Music's so vibey. I want to get the setup thing or whatever for my Switch so that I can like the equipment needed to connect my Switch to my computer so that I can like start streaming Switch games, because I would totally stream playing like Tomodachi Life or like Pokemon or whatever. Though I guess I could just emulate it, but like, that's extra work. And it's cheating. It's piracy. But I mean, then again, I don't have anything against piracy, especially when companies are, like, big companies are refusing to, like, make it so that we can access the games after they've discontinued using them or whatever. Like, you know how much money people would pay to have their favorite old retro games back and be able to play them, but companies like Nintendo are like, no, we don't support that anymore. And meanwhile, we're like, we don't want a rework of this game. We don't want, you know, a redo of this game. We just want this game. Just give us this game. Like, let us play it. Take the exact same freaking game and just port it over to the newest console. We will play it. We will pay money for it. It wouldn't even cost them really anything, because like they could even keep it as a digital download and people would just be feral for it. Like, they're losing out on so much money just by not catering to the people who like to play retro games. Like, if they supported the retro gamers, they would make so much money. Like, I know for a fact I would buy up Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, like a remake of that. Not even a remake, just a port of that. Port it over to the Switch. I will play that in a fucking heartbeat. Same with Skyward Sword. Those two games are my fucking childhood. I never even got to finish Skyward Sword because we moved and we never unpacked the Wii, and I was really upset because I was like finally starting to get good at video games and like able to defeat bosses. And I know Skyward Sword has its like, you know, the final boss is shit kind of like mindset for a lot of people, but like, and the controls were jank as fuck, but like I still liked the game. The game was good, in my opinion. Yeah. Like, these gaming companies would make so much more money if they would just... But they didn't even redo it in Tears of the Kingdom. The game is completely different. You don't get to fly around on Birdie. Let me fly on Birdie. And, like, avoid tornadoes and deal with all that. Let me skydive properly. Not the weird Breath of the Wild stuff. Let me experience an actual realm above and below the clouds. I don't know, it's different. It hits different. And also the dungeons aren't the same. I miss Legend of Zelda dungeons, not open world stuff. Like, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword had amazing dungeons. Heck, even, like, Majora's Mask and frickin' like Ocarina of Time, they have amazing dungeons. Even if the water dungeons make people go crazy, and like Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess's ice dungeon confused the fuck out of me as a child. Like, no, give me my dungeons back, bruh. I miss my proper dungeons that had puzzles and shit. Like, I get it. Open world, big thing. lots can do. You could still make little dungeons that have proper puzzles and stuff, and not like that are like enclosed and stuff. Like, I think Tears of the Kingdom did a lot better with the dungeons than, let's say, Breath of the Wild. But it's just, it doesn't hit as hard. It doesn't hit the same. I'm honestly, if I get my controller set up, I might emulate Twilight Princess and play it on stream, just because that game is my freaking childhood and I love it so much. It's to the point where I used to have the nickname at school of Midna. My friends would call me Midna, which I know, cringe, right? But like, it's because I was the short, mischievous one of the group. But like, dude. Also, like, Midna's just such a good character. Like, the nuance of her character is just so good. Same with, honestly, Twilight Princess Zelda. She wasn't a, like, yes, she was technically a damsel in distress because she couldn't do anything to save people. But she wasn't the damsel in distress. I haven't done the Gerudo part yet. I stopped playing for a while because I kind of got, like, inundated with other things while also trying to do my fic. So, like, I need to pick up Tears of the Kingdom again. I might actually do that tonight. I might try playing some Tears of the Kingdom tonight. No, but I promised I'd do some Dino game tonight. Ugh. Decisions. I don't like decision paralysis. It can bugger off. Twilight Princess is a staple, in my opinion, because of the fact that, oh, that's not supposed to be there. Sorry. Twilight Princess has one of the longest gameplays because of the fact that it has the largest number of dungeons in the Zelda franchise. It has the largest number of unique bosses, unique dungeons, and it has a lot of, like, backtracking in a way, but, like, backtracking in a good way, where it's like you couldn't explore an area because you didn't have the right kind of tools before. Suddenly now you do. Oh shit, everything's opened up, and it's good. I really like Twilight Princess. I liked it a lot. Especially because, like, at the time when I was playing it, I didn't have internet access. So I had to figure out almost all the puzzles by myself, and I'm still like super proud of it because I still managed to, you know, complete the game. Now, I didn't 100% the game, but I did complete the game as a kid with no access to the internet. I think I went to I'm pretty sure I went to the library to get internet access and then searched up one puzzle in the ice area because it was confusing the heck out of me in the ice mansion. Oh yeah, no, there is no way to speed run Twilight Princess because it is too long. There is hours and hours of gameplay in that game, and there's no way to, like, skip things. You just slog through it. It's amazing. And honestly, I think it's how dungeon crawly like games like Twilight Princess should be. You shouldn't, in my opinion, be really speed running a game like Twilight Princess, because if you do, you lose all the depth. Yeah. The other thing is Twilight Princess was just a very polished game. And you don't see that in a lot of games anymore, which is kind of sad. You don't get games that are like polished and finished and so refined from launch day. And I mean, it makes sense because back then you couldn't just do updates to a game. So like, makes sense. Like, okay, some games I understand speedrunning. Minecraft, I can understand speedrunning because it's a sandbox game. It's you play how you play. And Mario games I can kind of understand because they're not as story-based. They are platformers. But any, like, RPG... Ah, fuck. RPGs should not be speedrun. It feels like a waste to speedrun an RPG. Like, even speedrunning Souls games feels kinda ick. Now, I understand the appeal to it because it's like, how fast, how fast. But, like... At what point do you just be like, yeah, I'm no longer playing the game. I'm spending all my time on spending as little time in this game as possible. I understand speedrunning if you've like played through the game to its fullest and experienced it already, because then it's like, okay, yeah, you're just trying to find a new way to play it. But it feels wrong in certain situations to... Oh, I need to do one last bit of red, and it's on the toes. Toes. I played the wrong games. What do you mean by that? Hello, Red Vaporeon, I cannot speak today. Hello, Red Vaporeon. Okay. Yes, other games are polished on launch, but like, it's not as common anymore. It feels like almost all games end up having to have updates later on. And it just kind of feels like, well, if they have to have these updates, why, if your game can't function without these updates, why are you releasing it already? And I understand small, like, indie developers doing it because of the fact that, you know, they need the revenue to be able to start to begin with. But... I don't think I have that command set up, Red Vaporeon. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm still very new to streaming and I'm like just come back after a 3-year absence. Hello. Hello, vibing with Binks. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I haven't streamed in a really long time. Not really since I like moved and had a bunch of stuff happen. But I'm trying to get back into it now, and I'm planning on any revenue that I gain for commissions going forward, and any revenue I gain from like stream is gonna go towards enhancing this stream. And also I plan on getting a VTuber model, so we might work on that later on, once I get flat colors done at least. Oh. Well, welcome back. Wait, is that the... Oop, little circles. Yeah, and lost. Doesn't say out of touch. When I disappear, not all to last. Oh, nice. Thank you. I'm glad the vibes are good. And if anyone wants to see the full, I'll hide the references. This is what I've got so far for the art. It's a commission from a friend of mine, and it's of their original Wings of Fire OCs. This one's name is Shrike, and this one's name is Frost. And Shrike is very, very in love with Frost. Frost do got that Tism Riz. And then Shrike is total ADHD vibe. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go from here? No, I need to turn back the references back on. I'm silly. Shrike has so many colors. Such a pretty little rain wing. Me? So I grew up very poor, so I didn't really have Legos except for when I went to my grandma's. And at my grandma's house, I used to love just building anything, but she didn't have any sets. She just had this box of random assorted Lego pieces. And so I would build anything that I could. I remember one time I built a like helicopter that had like a spinning blade, like spinning rotary blades, and like a little spot for a person to sit in and a window. And it was like, I was so proud of it, and my grandma was like so proud of it, and it was silly. But I'd say in general, I like to organize my pieces, but they're kind of scattered on the ground. When it comes to building sets, I organize the pieces based on like similarity. So I guess I'm kind of a bit of mixture of both. Oh, I forgot some blue. Back to the bright red. I like Lego a lot because of how creative you can be with it. And that's always like, you know, obviously the artist is going to enjoy something you can be creative with, but like Lego is just so expensive, and like so much of Lego is just like in these kits. And because like partially due to my autism and also just because of how I'm a stickler for following rules. And so like my brain processes instructions for kits as these are rules, this is how you have to build it. But like when it came to that little bucket of sorted Legos, it was freedom. I was allowed to build whatever I wanted. I didn't have to follow any rules. And so I always admire those Lego building professionals who can take a kit and make something completely different with it. Because like, I don't think I would be able to unless I never saw the kit and someone just dumped all the pieces out in front of me. So my Legos always start out chaotic. Yeah. If I had enough of a disposable income and had enough space for it, Who am I kidding? I'd still just have like a bunch of dragons. I'd have a bunch of Lego dragons. That'd be cool. Building a bunch of dragons out of Lego. If you couldn't tell, I really like dragons. Well, you can't really judge this to say that this art piece is based on how much I love dragons, because this is a commission. This is someone paying me to draw this. But my entire channel is based around dragons in space, so like kind obvious. Great, now I've got Markiplier's. Oh, that's so cool. So cool. My computer can't handle the rendering. Frickin' space song stuck in my head now. I'm like that one little robot from Portal 2 who's just in love with space. You guys want to go to space? Space cats, yes. I saw this one comic, and I can't remember who sent it, but someone sent this one comic, and it, like, devastated me. And it was, like, the spirit of a cat and a dog. And they're, like, I think they were, like, something like, I wonder if the humans are coming back for us. And it was the dog and cat that were sent to space in the early, like, 1950s or whatever, during, like, the space race. And the two that never returned, and I was just like, no, that's devastating my feelings. Because, like, the Artemis mission, it's like the little puppy and kitty are like, wonder if the humans are coming back for us. I'm like, no, you can't break my heart like this. But I'm in so many, like, Discords that it's like I can't remember which one it was sent in. So even if I did find it, it would take, if I tried to find it, it would take, like, hours to find it. I know it wasn't sent in my Discord, though. In the Nox box. Or Realm of Equinox. It wasn't was not sent in the Realm. To think I drew all of these little circles by hand instead of, like, making a brush for them. And now I'm coloring them all in by hand like a psychopath. Pretty sure you can redeem the Yippee Durgan, which will do a little animation. of the first ever dragon, like first level ever animation that I made, which is literally just like autism dragon with like some really shitty confetti because I did it in Photoshop and had no like onion skin or timing or anything, and I was like, it was so scuffed. But it might cost more than what people have right now for the Nox coins. Un drink Coca-Cola, yippee! I feel like a bit of a weirdo or like a jerk whenever I like do mention this, but like apparently it actually does actually help. If you guys aren't aware, you can get a subscription to my channel if you have Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch account. You can sub with Prime if you want. And it goes to helping support me and the channel. But don't feel like you have to, and definitely don't feel like you have to spend money on like a subscription. Just your support of being here is enough. And I appreciate it greatly. Tonight, think about all the feelings you left. There know you're so in and hard will be in a guide. I know that you can overcome. Love gets old and love, not always need it. I need it. Oh, don't rotate. Okay, that is all of the... Yeah, that is all of the... Because hard bricks hurt. Ouch. That is certainly a take. Of course, of course. True, true. I'm getting zoned in again too much. Getting so zoned in that I stop talking when I'm supposed to chit-chat. Feeling, know what you feel like. What else to use? There's feelings for you. What you feel like. The problems of having ADHD and autism, I get so zoned into things that I just stop talking and just like I could definitely put it up as like a silent stream, but that'd be weird because like I'm usually super chatty like until I lock the fuck in. And then suddenly I just go quiet. So after I've got these spines done on him, then it'll be the whites. No, the whites will be last because that's like eye color and stuff. It'll be the wing membrane color. And then I think it's the whites and then the eye color. I could probably get away with just boop, 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 boop. Okay, the inside. Inside is light blue. Outside is orange. So if that here and here, that's the outside, that's the inside, that's the inside. Okay, and then if I select and expand by 1 pixel, that should allow me to do okay. And then orange flat. Okay. We'll expand that by a pixel, and then grab that orange. Okay, and white flat. Okay. I was like, where the fuck does that come from? Yes. I've read some of them. I think I read up to the Nightwing, or like the Nightwing, where they like meet the Nightwing Queen and find out that she's like constantly needing to be in fire or whatever because she's been like hit by a frost breath. I should do... No, because I'm gonna do those later. Okay, yeah. And I've accidentally tilted the entire canvas. I'd say the books are quite interesting. Yeah, they're quite good. A little more, from what I remember of Warrior Cats compared to this, a little more nuanced with the, like, political stuff. Okay, that is Shrike's flat colors done. So I could probably just, yeah, hide. The Shrike. Yeah, everything, yeah, that looks right, yeah. The colors are very bright on Shrike. If I'm not mistaken, Shrike is a hybrid, so is Frost. Frost, I know, is a hybrid between a Nightwing and a Frostwing, or Icewing. I can't remember what Shrike is a hybrid of. But Shrike is going to be much, much easier. Or Frost is going to be much easier to color, I think. Understandable. Okay, let's see. We'll start with... we'll call this... Slate blue flat. Face slate blue flat. And that would be all along the spine. Okay. That's references. Okay, no, I do need that reference. It's just not there. There, you go there for now. Okay, that's a little odd, but okay, yeah, that works. Oh, there's the right button. Okay. Now that I've got that fixed up, I can just outline. Fuck yeah. We got this working. Okay. Honestly, I could just Control D. Do it. 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 Lots of do it. We're gonna make this I guess I could also do, yeah, the Okay, so on one hand, I agree that it is definitely something a lot of people got into as kids. However, the actual content, when you actually like look into the stories, is actually pretty mature. Like, there's assassination attempts, there's a lot. Like, yes, it's definitely something a kid could read, but like the nuances of it would probably be lost on a child to an extent. And so it's like, reading it as an adult, you'd probably get quite a bit out of it as well. Then again, I've also been at a university level of reading skill since I was like in grade 4, like younger than 12 years old. I was reading like all the young adult books I was reading at the age of like 7. So like, I'm definitely not a good scale of reference for what is appropriate for children. True. True. Mm. Don't you hang up again, baby. Yeah, I was really into a lot of the adult, more mature books. Like, I was, I think, 7 when I first read Aragon. I know Aragon is like a teen, young adult teen level reading. But like, I was 13 by the time I was reading things like Song of Dragons and City of Bones. That's young adult, but like Dragon Queen, for example, is definitely not a kid's book. Definitely not. I'd go as far to say it's like got some, like, I wouldn't say porn, but it does have some very, like, there's grape. I hate that I have to censor that word because it's an experience that so many people have to go through, and it's horrible. And it feels wrong censoring it because it feels like it's invalidating. But there is like assault essay in that book. And I was reading it at like age 13. And it's like, why were you reading that when you were that young? Nothing good comes from that. I mean, other than like understanding and like knowing what to look for. Nice seeing you, Mar. Sleep well. Ah, that's what I see. Yeah. I will say Song of Dragons, though, that trilogy is very good. And is definitely one I would recommend for, like, young adults. Okay, this kind of bothers me. I don't have a color reference for the inside of Frost's mouth. And I'm wondering if I should just do it the same color as the inside of its ear just to tie it back in. Yeah. probably do some gradient work on it and like hint of a tongue. Yeah, that looks good, I think. I'm really grateful that the person who's commissioned this has also given me like color swatches for like all the colors that are used on these dragons. It makes it so much nicer to not have to worry about, you know, accidentally picking on up a gradient or something. I can just grab the actual color. I knew I was missing something.
time I'd like to think I would have done this better. The fact that I could ever fail never crossed my mind. Somewhere out there hear my demons screaming now or never. I think I just crossed that line. I'm kinda done with hanging out in bottle service. You confuse me, yeah, you use me, but that's just as well. Hungry people trying to break me make me kinda nervous. Just goes to show that you never can tell. Does everybody live in a dreamland? Is this dreamland all that we know? Swallowing us up in an avalanche and blurring these lines with smoke. They tell me that I should be a real man, but the only thing that I know is that I'll find my way out of this wasteland, 'cause this wasteland ain't home. With extra time I could have made up better words and letters. Pale shadows of my heroes help me rule the night. Somewhere out there hear my people screaming, do it better. I'm just an echo of the things I like. I'm tired of never feeling like I'll serve a purpose. Snow on mirrors, future killers, yeah, just be yourselves. Hungry people always stressing, yes, and never surface. Just goes to show that you never can tell. Does everybody live in a dreamland? Is this dreamland all that we know? Swallowing us up in an avalanche and blurring these lines with smoke. They tell me that I should be a real man, but the only thing that I know is that I'll find my way out of this wasteland, 'cause this wasteland ain't home. If I don't believe in all the old gods or the new, how am I supposed to find my way? Searching the universe for something we can do, and living to fight another day. And that's okay. We're falling from on top of the tree house, and no one cares if we go. I stumble over to a policeman. He says, son, you better get back home. And everybody's laughing at me now, from their faces covered in snow. I'm trying to be the best I can be now. They say make it something we know. Does everybody live in a dreamland? Is this dreamland all that we know? Swallowing us up in an avalanche and blurring these lines with smoke. They tell me that I should be a real man, but my pride will be the
Yeah, no problem. Hope you have a good night.
wasteland, 'cause this wasteland ain't
I think I should probably take a break from drawing. I'm gonna stand up for a moment. I've been sitting in a shrimp position for too long. Big stretchy. Whoa. Getting dizzy from stretching. It was a good stretch. Damn, I've already been streaming for 2.5 hours.
lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up, as beautiful as it's been.
Let me check some things real quick.
I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all
There we go. Now that has the correct stuff. Well, okay, I'm gonna... Gonna take a screenshot of this so that I can show the progress that I've made to the client. And I think I'm gonna take a break from drawing and specifically set up Dino Game. So we'll be right back while I set up Dino Game and send the information over to... Okay, you're gonna just see what my screen looks like so that I can make sure. We'll do that for now. Messing around with some things. We want this open. We want this open. We're gonna change this. I'm gonna change that from art to the aisle. I'm gonna update that. Let's update. Okay. Wait, I should copy this. Okay, that's correct. We're gonna add a new game capture. Source. The aisle. Capture audio. Capture specific window. Okay. And then we're gonna add a audio. Okay, that's not how we do it. Add new one. We'll call this one Mumble. We'll capture Mumble. We'll capture the audio. Put that down there. Okay. Okay. Let's see if the test server's got room. Hey, we got room. Okay. What are we gonna play as? 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 Mumble should be working. Might have to turn it down a bit. The aisle should be working. What do we play as? Well, I guess I should check what is available for grouping in eggs and stuff. I wonder what eggs are available. Raptor eggs on test. Oh, there's the quad. There's the. It's F. Oh no, of course everything's lagging now. F, Z, Q, F. Let's see. Could be a raptor. I've never played Trudon before. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Give me the eggies. I want to try playing Trudon. I want to try playing Trudon. Let me play a Trudon. Oh, let me be eggy. Come on, let me eggy. This is not the fun I wanted to show my stream. Am I even on the right? Am I on the right server to do this? Should be on the test server. VOIP test server. Come on. Damn it. Well, let's listen to music at least while we wait. Let me in. Let me in. I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Thank you everyone who stopped by. I really had a great time, and I hope you guys had a good time too. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, evening, whatever time it happens to be for you. And as always,